this minister there, you respond.
It's taking too long. Honorable Senators, the Honorable CS for Roads and Transport has come in, so we will move on to the next session. And the first question is by Senator Mofaya. Question 62.
I have a question, Madam Speaker. That is Question number 62, whereby I'm seeking from the Cabinet Secretary to know the status update of the payment of compensation to owners of the parcels of land acquired for construction of the St. Mary Kinoro Yanchuku Bogor Road in Tharaka Nithi County. Why has there been a delay in compensating some of the landowners, and could the Cabinet Secretary state when the affected landowners will be paid? 3, what measures has the ministry put in place to guarantee timely compensation of individuals affected by road construction projects in the future? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Sorry, CS?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, honorable members. Happy to be here this morning, or this afternoon, still morning, to continue providing responses to the various questions. Honorable Chair, I appear before Senate this morning to respond to 7 questions, and I would like to request, even as I respond to the specific question by Senator Mwenda, to give a background on an overarching challenge which will kind of touch on all the 7 questions, and then I will specifically respond to the question by Mofa, Senator. Honorable Speaker, I know that all the 7 questions for which we have prepared responses today relate to roads and touch on finances for roads. With your permission, Mr. Speaker, I would request to share important...
Yes, well, on the technical team, what's happening with the mic? Is it okay?
Thank you. So, Honorable Speaker, I would wish to request to share important cross-cutting information affecting the road subsector. The information will likely be useful during follow-up discussion and questions, which may, again, we seem to...
Technical team, what's happening? Why do we have an echo?
Let's try again. Maybe it's... Are we okay now?
A technical team, are you doing something about this? Are we okay now? Proceed, CS.
So, Honorable Speaker, sorry about that. I was saying I would like to request to really share some...
The echo is still there. Sergeant at Arms, please, can we do... CS, can you just retreat for 3 minutes so that we just get them to organize this?
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker and members. I was basically giving a background on Speaker, the background information that I was requesting to share. It looks like we are not getting over it. Maybe.
If you pull it and CS, please take your seat. We'll try and sort it out. CS, you can resume.
Thank you for, and sorry about that. So, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, I was basically saying that I would like to request to share some important cross-cutting information affecting the road subsector. The information will likely be useful during follow-up discussions, which may arise after the substantive answers given to each road-related question. The information I'm going to share, Honorable Chair, broadly is categorized in two parts, namely road maintenance and road development. Allow me, Chair, honorable members, to start with road maintenance. The total value of public roads assets countrywide has been established by the Road Subsector Investment Program 2023.
Honorable Senator, Honorable CS, just procedurally, are you responding to all the questions, or do you want to respond to the question of the senator that has asked the question? Because the standing orders require that you respond to the questions that have been asked. So I appreciate what you're speaking about in terms of the general terms, but you want to make reference to say if you want to respond to issues in this, the other question. I think it would be good to have those senators here so that we make reference to that. But the standing orders require that you respond to each question as asked by the senator. Yes, Senator Kenywa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I raised because I had heard, like the CS said, he was laying foundation so that he can answer the question, and I was following. So I wanted maybe if we can get the generally, because all questions are related, what I heard him say.
Senator Kenywa, you will let the Speaker guide on this session. So procedurally, the standing orders require that the CS will respond to each question as raised by each senator. I am asking the CS to, because he started generally, to indicate whether his general remarks are intended to provide a cross-cutting response or to questions, this, that, and the other. And hopefully we have all the senators who are asking their questions in the House. I just asked that, and I would like you to allow the CS to respond, please.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'll respond to all the questions specifically as they are put before the House this morning. So I'll be responding to each question specifically. I was giving background cross-cutting information so that I may not have to repeat every time for all the questions.
So what we are getting is that on broad information, the CS is responding by first giving the general information that will inform all questions. So I will allow that. And then you will move on to the specific question by Senator Moffat.
Thank you, Chair. So as basically putting the fundamentals that the total value of the public road asset countrywide has been established by the Road Sector Investment Program 2023-2027 to be at 4 trillion Kenya shillings today, making it one of the biggest public investments in Kenya. This massive investment, Chair, honorable members, in the road sector asset, which has been built up painstakingly over the years, has been diligently maintained, protected, and preserved to ensure it preserves the citizens well, or it serves the citizens well while achieving maximum service life, return on investment, and value for money. The Road Maintenance Levy Fund was established in 1993 to provide sustainable resource for the required road maintenance and has since been adjusted from time to time in accordance with needs. The last adjustment was in 2016, the year 2016, 8 years ago, when the fuel levy was set at 18 shillings per litre. However, by 2024, an unsustainably large financing gap had emerged between the cost of essential road maintenance and the resource collected from the levy, from the 18 shillings levy. By way of example, Honorable Chair, members, from the 2024-25 financial year, the cost of essential road maintenance activities for national roads is Kenya shillings 157 billion. That is what we need annually. However, the anticipated fuel levy collection for the same financial year was only 79 billion, leaving a deficit of 78 billion Kenya shillings. The causes and drivers of this maintenance fund cap are grouped for convenience into three categories, namely changes in the road network in terms of length, macroeconomics factors, maintenance needs of the road network. Allow me to briefly describe each of the causes in a little more detail. The contributions to the financing gap, which are related to the changes in the road network, include increase in the total road network length from 161,000 kilometers in 2016 to about 239,000 in 2024. Growth in the length of paved road network by 47% between 2016 and 24, with 25,000 kilometers paved as of 2024. An aging road network, the existence of a large backlog in road maintenance, including on-Kera paved roads which have lacked earmarked maintenance funding and are therefore referred, as you have heard many times, as orphaned roads. Increased urbanization and the need for more maintenance in the urban environment, increased traffic growth, and the climate change that we have all witnessed in the various El Ninos and droughts. The contributors to the financing gap, which are related to macroeconomics factors, include stagnation of the road maintenance levy, like I've mentioned, at 18 shillings for the last 8 years, decline of road maintenance levy due to real-time value or due to inflation, and we don't have the inflationary buildup, rising cost of road works over the time due to inflation. The contributor to the financing gap, honorable members, Chair, which is related to the maintenance need of the road network, includes anticipated adverse trends in the roughness indices for the road network if the available resources for maintenance do not increase. Roughness Index, Chair, members, is a technical term used internationally within road sector and is a well-known measure of road condition. Honorable Speaker, because of the above-mentioned funding gap in road maintenance, my ministry has not been able to perform all the required maintenance. Indeed, in the financial year just ended, the road agencies for the first time ever were forced to suspend award of a number of already tendered maintenance activities due to lack of budget. Following from the above situation, a proposal for review of the road maintenance levy by 7 shillings from 18 to 25 litres was formulated several months ago to partially fill the maintenance gap. On Monday, 8th July 2024, public participation was held countrywide to discuss the proposal for review of the fuel levy, and from the views received, two themes stood out. Firstly, many Kenyans were worried that an increase in the levy might result in a rise in the cost of living. Secondly, most Kenyans expected and indeed require that the significant gains made in the condition and extent of the road network at great cost to Kenyans should not be allowed to fall into a state of disrepair and dilapidation for want of timely maintenance and resources. Honorable Speaker, this feedback from public participation was received more so in the context of recent events. The ministry was able to revert and consult intensively and subsequently came up with a way forward that closely reflected the will and well-being of the people, including their wish to be served by a properly functioning road network without increasing pump price for fuel and driving up the cost of living. Honorable Speaker, I would not be exaggerating to say that the recent adjustment in the fuel levy rates was a critical, vital, and urgent step without which the heavy investment of recent years in building new roads would ultimately prove to be largely in vain. As part of the drive to secure adequate road maintenance resources and direct them towards where they are most needed, the ministry, through the appropriate channels and procedures, will be proposing consideration of a legislative adjustment so that a certain portion of the fuel levy, which is earmarked for rural roads, can be ring-fenced and directly prioritized by KERA for maintenance and maintenance of paved and other connector rural roads. We believe, honorable members, that the proposed refinement to the management of road maintenance fund for rural roads should it find favor and approval through the relevant procedures will be the key to a material improvement in the maintenance of particularly paved rural roads. That was on the maintenance. On the development, Honorable Chair, honorable members, allow me to turn to, in March this year, this distinguished House was appraised by my predecessor about the situation at the time with regard to the development vote. It was reported that the pending bills on various projects as at 31st December 2023 was at 162 billion Kenya shillings. The updated pending bills as of June 30th, 2024 stood at 165 billion Kenya shillings. The consequences of the road project funding gap, which have been well noted by members of this House who are very well informed on the status of road projects in their respective regions. Most projects funded under the development vote are progressing much slower than they ought to be and have significant payment arrears which have built up from the year 2020 or even earlier. And while the now nullified Finance Bill 2024 had put in place substantive measures to begin to remedy the situation, we are fully cognizant of the new realities and are working closely with the National Treasury to ensure that impactful budgetary allocations are retained going forward. The main challenge, honorable members, Chair, with roads development is budget inadequacy. The average net GOK development budget ceiling in recent years averaged 55 billion Kenya shillings, as of 30th June 2024, the outstanding commitments on contracted road projects amounted to approximately 700 billion, including an outstanding bill portfolio, like I've mentioned, in pending bills of 165 billion. Therefore, with the current average net GOK annual budget ceiling allocation of 55 billion, the committed road projects would take approximately 15 years to complete. The low annual net GOK ceiling of 55 billion, honorable members, also results in thin spread of budgetary allocation to projects, which results in various negative consequences. With that background, Chair, and thank you for allowing me to go through that background, I now wish to turn to the question raised by Honorable Senator for Tharaka Nithi, Mwenda Kadhaya Mofaya. Honorable Speaker, Gataya.
Mofaya.
Thank you for that clarification.
Proceed,
Chair. Let me beg to respond. The total award for the compensation of the owners of the parcels of land acquired for construction of this particular road, St. Mary's, Kinoro, Kianjuku, Mbogori Road, was 115 million Kenya shillings, 115 to be more specific, 662,805. The Kenya Road Authority received 28,999,599 from the National Treasury and dispersed the money to the National Land Commission on 12th October 2023, and we should, Speaker, that amount, the 28.9 million received for this specific road project was paid out on a priority basis starting from kilometer 0 where the road starts, which explain why some landowners have not been compensated while others have. However, the remaining balance of 86.6 million will be paid to the remaining landowners as soon as the funds are received from the National Treasury. Cognizance of my background statement, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, will work closely with the National Treasury to ensure that budgetary provision and cash flow releases for the budget already, the budget ceiling already provided, as soon as provided, we should be able to continue the compensation. The ministry will coordinate closely, like I've just said, with the National Land Commission to submit timely data of project affected person to the National Treasury to enable the planning of budgeted amounts for that compensation. Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, thank you.
Is there a senator who has a specific follow-up question on the specific questions asked by Senator Mofaya? If not, I would request that Senator Mofaya, you ask your supplementary questions to your question.
You know, I have listened to the background which has been prosecuted by the CS. And that background has been with us for quite some time. And I think, Madam Speaker, you know that when funds will be available, it's a very common phrase in government circles. Madam Speaker, those people have waited for decades. So people lost their land. You know, there have been promises over promises that money will be available at this particular time. But those people, Madam Speaker, are running out of patience. And I think the CS should state categorically when these people are likely to get their dues. Because, Madam Speaker, they have matched to the relevant departments, the relevant ministries, and the answer is they will be paid when the money will be available. That is an answer, Honorable Madam Speaker, that is not bankable, and I cannot go back to the people and tell them that money will be been paid when money will be available. So I don't know what measures is the CS taking to make sure that those people are compensated. You know, those are poor people, Madam Speaker. They are people who have lost their land. They are just commoners in the village. And they have been waiting for that money for the last almost 10 years or so. So I think it's important that the CS comes out clearly and assures this House there is any measure which is supposed to be put in place to expedite this process, that these people get their dues as required.
CS?
Thank you for the supplementary question, Speaker, Honorable Speaker. I take note of Senator Mwenda's supplementary question and wish to confirm, Honorable Chair, that we will pay attention and provide priority to the ongoing projects. Very importantly, when there is a budget ceiling and a budget which we do work together between the National Treasury, Parliament, and the Ministry. And having given the background of the 2024-25 finance bill, which did provide for a lot of these budgetary requirements, Honorable Chair, I want to confirm that we'll closely pay attention, particularly to the compensation to the project-affected persons. I did give the background on the 7 shillings road maintenance levy additional funds, which we are working on a framework of ensuring that we deploy that prudently to be able to address some of these challenges, and particularly the project-affected persons, because even if we were to put it to start the construction of the road and the project-affected persons on the corridor have not been compensated, it is all in vain. So let me confirm, Chair, that I'll pay attention to the ongoing projects, particularly compensation of the project-affected persons, as we work through the additional road maintenance levy. We are working on a framework of securitization and seeing whether, like I said during my confirmation hearing, whether we can get a bullet payments and sort out all the outstanding pending bills. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Senator Mofaya?
Seriously, I hope now that he's trying to run the ropes in the ministry, then I'm going to take his one seriously. Maybe in the next 3 months or so, I think I'm going to remind him. Actually, I will be visiting in office soon to make sure that those people are compensated, because it's a matter that has been in this out for almost 2 years now, right? And those people have been waiting, trying to see when their money is likely to be paid. So, Madam Speaker, the CS will be reminding you now and then to make sure that those people get their money. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I seek your indulgence and advice, because looking at the questions that are being asked, they are somehow related. So instead of asking supplementary question on each question, maybe if you allow those who are listed here to ask all the questions, then later on we can come in with supplementary questions. Because I can see what Senator Gatai has asked is almost the same thing Senator Boni Kalwale will ask. So that we can have supplementary questions that are somehow combined.
Well, thank you, Senator Thangwa. I think what I had thought, that's why I said we will only allow you to ask if you have one on that specific issue. But what I'd like us to do is go through the questions, and then we will allow the rest of the members to ask the questions they have to the CS. So, Senator Khalwale. DS.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for your guidance. But specifically, I have an issue on this particular road because it traverses Meru County.
Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is still on this same road. This section now, which is St. Mary's Kinoro, is in Meru County. And I am aware about the compensations, they have not been done. But more importantly, Mr. CS, Honorable CS, is the state of that road. Because in Meru County I come from, we are losing a lot of resource, as in loans. Because Mr. CS, like this Kinoro, St. Mary's Kinoro Road is a paved road, but very dilapidated, and there is no maintenance on that road. There is a lot of potholes, lack of drainage on that section. So we are losing another very important resource from Chogoria, which is traversing almost 6 constituencies from Chogoria, which is passes through Mara constituency, South Imenti, Central Imenti, up to North Imenti. This is Chogoria, Marimba, Meru Town Road. Has the same problem, Madam Speaker. Don't cut me short, Madam Speaker. This is very important and it is right in my heart, Madam Speaker. So I'm kindly requesting whether maybe as you look for resources, whether you can be able to allocate some resources, which I've really canvassed even with the ministry, the CARA and all these people. They are aware of that problem. Mr. CS, some of us even getting to our homes is a problem because the county governments are not working for us. So even drones reading to our villages, even to my house. I want to declare that 2 weeks ago I paid some people iron and grader to do my road. As a senator for Meru, I was doing it when I was a member of parliament.